Welcome to the Vanilla to Vixen podcast. This show contains adult content, so if you are under 18 or easily offended, please switch off now. Mr. and Mrs. N are not qualified relationship counsellors. This show is for entertainment purposes only. Now the disclaimer is out of the way. Sit back, relax, and enjoy our journey from Vanilla to Vixen.
Welcome to episode 96 of Vanilla to Vixen. We are your hosts, Mr. and Mrs. N, also known as...
The Naughty Couple.
We are indeed. Hello, Mrs. N.
Hello, Mr. N.
We've got two amazing guests.
I am so excited today.
They're looking around, giggling, silent giggling. We've waited for this for a long time.
We have waited for this for a long time.
These are VIP guests. We wanted to get them on for a long time. They are Ray and Phoenix.
Hiya.
Hi. Hello, my lovelies.
Straight back from Honeymoon.
I know.
Just married.
Yeah.
Now, talk. I've got a little story about people that are just married, actually.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh, dear.
Brace yourself, guys.
Yeah. This woman got all sentimental when she saw her husband looking at the marriage certificate, and he was looking at it for over an hour, but then she found out he was looking for the expiry date.
We haven't collected ours yet.
So there you go.
Oh, that was a good one, honey.
Oh, did you enjoy that?
Yeah,
That was a good
makes
one,
a change. Makes a change. How the devil are you, my lovelies?
Fantastic.
Good,
I
thanks.
said when you walked in, like, you look so healthy.
You do. You're both glowing.
Glowing and like...
Absolutely
That's sunburn.
glowing.
I'm not sitting next to you because you're looking like fabulously brown and...
Yeah, well, Italy wasn't that hot.
Really?
Yeah, you had better weather over here than what we did over there.
Oh,
We had
2
English
days of sun.
no.
2 days worth of sun for 10 days.
Honestly.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but better scenery, though.
Definitely. Crazier driving, though.
Really?
I bet.
Oh, my God.
No.
Are they like
yeah.
the French? Are they kind of...
They're worse.
Worse.
Really?
Worse.
Worse
Twice as worse.
Definitely. Absolutely horrendous. You've got mopeds zipping around everywhere. Coaches taking up all the road.
Wow.
With the mopeds coming in and out of them. Shocking.
Yeah.
Wasn't
Were
going to
you
drive
kind of
over
like
there.
mountainous, or what was it? Kind
We
of...
could see Mount Vesuvius from our room. Well, we could see
Wow.
the tree,
You can see the tree that had grown from the brochure picture.
but on the rooftop you could see Mount Vesuvius from our room,
Wow.
That's cool.
which was a nice walk.
Was that a bit of a bucket list kind of thing?
For me
or-
it was.
Yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. But that walk up Mount Vesuvius killed both of us. It's horrendous.
So, obviously, you're just married. How long have you been together?
3 years, just over.
3 years, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
How did you meet?
Your story.
No, it's your story. Could you tell it better?
Your story.
Already started your domestic. They were happily married until they came.
It's one of those, no, you tell it. No,
Vanilla to
you
Vixen.
tell it.
Well, I worked for a training company and was the office manager, and Ray came on a course. And what did I do?
Flounced into the room.
And he caught my eye, and I was like, like, look at you.
Then she continued to Facebook stalk me.
And you do.
And I still do.
Why? I'm married to you.
You don't look like a Martha.
I'm not a Martha.
Oh dear. Don't look at me like that.
So Ray walks into your training session.
Well, no, I was the office manager, so he was on a course
Yeah.
to be an instructor, and I just kind of went in and introduced myself. I'm the office manager, you know, anything you need, come and see me. And he was in my office within about 2 hours asking me for help.
Really?
Because I'm computer illiterate.
Oh, was that just a ploy?
No, I really am really pants with computers.
Okay, so how did you get onto the conversation of, like,
I have no idea.
date
actually.
or...
I just asked him questions.
Yeah, he kept on messaging me.
Yeah, kept messaging you, and then
This was all through COVID as well.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
well, just after
Well,
COVID,
yeah,
wasn't it?
Well, yeah, of course it will be, won't it, if you've been together 3 years,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you didn't even know what each other looked like. You were behind shields and masks.
No, not
No, no.
quite. Not quite that bad.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I
then
think
we
it was
just
on the first lot.
no, it wasn't the first
After the
lockdown. It was
first-
after
It was after the second lockdown.
the second lockdown. Yeah, so
We were still on lockdown when we met in Tesco's car park there.
yeah,
Oh,
Okay.
shared our first kiss.
in Tesco's car park.
Yeah,
During lockdown.
yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, we both weren't looking for anything though,
No.
were we?
No, I was concentrating on myself,
Okay.
not on anything else.
Okay.
Rightio. Tell us a bit more, Ray.
Okay, so on the roll up to COVID, had a knee operation, and went in on the Monday. Come out on the Wednesday. Whole world had gone into lockdown.
Yeah.
So I was like, great, no friends to go out with all through the lockdown. But it got me watching YouTube videos and exploring different things because I wasn't feeling quite right.
Yeah.
And I found a guy on there that I actually follow on Facebook and Instagram. He's a lovely guy. And I watched some of his earlier videos and I'm like, that's exactly how I'm feeling. Mm-hmm. And he was trans.
Okay.
Okay, so I then started looking into what I had to do and everything else because I thought at the start off I might have been non-binary,
Yeah.
but then it didn't quite sit right, and then I was like, oh no, I always wanted to grow up as a little boy, as a boy, and
Yeah.
grow
Okay.
up, and when boobs started arriving I was like, no, they're wrong.
So did you know quite early on
Yeah,
then that
looking
you
back
just...
at it, about 6.
Really?
Yeah.
You're going to have to forgive me now. You're,
No,
here,
that's
you're
fine.
here to educate me because I don't,
No, that's fine.
We've never had anyone trans on the show. The only thing I know from trans is sometimes that I've heard that people feel like they're in the wrong body.
Yeah.
Did you feel like that at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, the whole boob thing just doesn't really... I never felt comfortable with them.
Yeah.
But up until I started doing all my research, I didn't know why.
Okay.
I'd always wear baggy t-shirts to try and hide them. Yeah.
And then you saw somebody on social media and that just felt right. It just connected.
Yeah, and then linked into other people's stories and stuff, went onto Instagram, started doing things on there as well, finding these people, and it was all like, yeah, this really sounds like what I'm feeling.
That's quite a lot of time, though, isn't it, for you to be sort of trying to figure out what was going on?
Yeah, definitely.
And did that have a massive effect on you through your teenage years and things like that?
I don't know, since, puberty, first one, I've been asking for a hysterectomy. And they kept on saying, no, you're too young, no, you're too young, no, you're too young. They still won't do it.
Okay.
I just want to point out at this point that you're female to male, transgender,
Yeah, good
not
point.
the other way around, just for the listeners.
Yeah.
Good point. Forgot about that bit.
F to M.
Yeah, so that bit of things didn't really sit right with me either. I'm a former lesbian. I could say that. I'm the only man on, or one of the only men on the planet that can actually say, I actually was a lesbian.
Was that quite early on as well, when you realised that you were a lesbian?
Yeah. Yeah, I came out when I was like 17.
Okay.
For my past regression, I found men and women in the same week.
Okay.
Women came first. Just kind of clarify that one.
Yeah, the men never came back again, did they?
No. Just
You stuck with the women.
Yeah, much better. Name change first, and then
we were talking just before the mics came on, and because you said you didn't want to talk about your dead name, which I never heard that expression before. So is that something that's commonly used?
Yeah.
So it's a dead name.
It's your old name.
Yeah.
Most people will change it completely.
Yeah.
Whereas I was always Ray.
Okay.
My dead name is
Yeah.
something along those lines, but I was always Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel like I needed to change my name much away from everything else. My mum actually helped me change my middle name. She actually picked it.
That's
I just
lovely.
picked the spelling.
Brilliant. So was your family really supportive, or
They couldn't get it around their heads.
Yeah.
For quite a while.
Your mum still struggles sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, even on our wedding day, my mum misgendered me twice. And I'm like, cheers, mum.
Oh.
Yeah, but
So-
the rest of my family, they're fine. My mum has accepted it and got round it. My dad did before he died as well.
So when Mrs. N was like, we're going to have transgender, because Mrs. N does a lot of the booking for the show. I will say,
All of it by
I will
Jess,
say,
yeah.
I will emphasise the word booking for the show. She said, we've got a transgender couple on, and then she went, and I'm like, no.
Oh no, just half of the couple.
Yeah.
She's definitely a woman.
I'm definitely a female.
But if you were honest, you didn't even know.
I had no idea.
He had no idea.
I had no idea.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had no idea, honestly.
You've been less misgendered since you had your mastectomy, haven't you?
Yeah. I mean, I used to get
surgery.
misgendered
Yes.
before I even figured out the whole transition thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it used to really get on my wick. But then I'm like, looking back on it, I'm thinking, somebody trying to tell, the universe trying to tell me something there. And
Yeah.
I didn't actually
Pick up
click
on
onto
it.
it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so when I met this one, I'd had one testosterone injection.
Oh, wow. So
She's been with me for the
Very
whole
start
thing.
of his
through
journey.
the whole thing.
Wow.
So I had to apply for the gender identity clinic.
Yeah.
But you're still waiting for your appointment.
Yeah. It's nearly 4 years. I'm still waiting for it. So I did a GoFundMe to get the funds to see the psychiatrist, see the
Yeah.
endocrinologist, and
Get a diagnosis.
get
as
the
it is.
diagnosis to actually say, yes, okay, he can start testosterone.
Is it quite a rigorous sort of process?
Yeah. It's long-winded, expensive, and I still have to pay for private
Appointments now.
appointments now with my
No
endocrinologist.
way.
The official term is gender dysphoria, isn't it?
Yes.
So that's the official diagnosis for transgender.
Dysphoria. That's
do
a
you know
bit of a
what?
word, isn't it?
Oh no.
I mean, in 2024...
It's hopeless for a dyslexic. I'm going to spell it.
I don't know, I just find that really
Because that, to me, that
mind-blowing that even in this day and age when everybody's it's so much more accepted with different genders and all sorts of everything that you're still having to go through that level.
Yeah.
It is really difficult because there's not many gender identity clinics in the UK, is there?
It's about 7, I think.
So the waiting lists are
Through-
massive
Yeah.
through the NHS.
Yeah.
Scotland, Ireland, Wales, and England.
Really?
Yeah.
7.
And when he gets an
Something like that.
first appointment for the gender clinic, he'll have to go through it all again through the
Oh,
NHS. Even though he's paid privately.
So when I started, I had to have all my blood tests done to make sure everything chemically was okay for me to start testosterone.
Yeah.
They found out I was diabetic. I got low thyroid. I'm like, yay! Wanted one thing, I got 3.
it's like taking an old car
Cheers,
in
then.
for an MOT. And
Yeah.
An old car.
I said it's like taking an old car in.
Banger, darling.
You know what, I'm just thinking about rides.
Oh, you are a good ride.
You heard it here first.
Razor V8. Razor V8. It's definitely not a Tesla.
No, you don't run on electric. No, you do need recharging sometimes.
It's just,
Especially after a session.
Oh, behave.
so is it kind of, again, because I know absolutely nothing about this, so do they kind of like probe you is it quite a heavy kind of probing, or did...
Yeah, it can be. So obviously you go to the head doctor, because I can never say the
Psychologist.
That's the one.
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah, so it's head doctor and body doctor for me.
Right, okay.
Endocrinologist.
Yeah.
I can say that one.
So do they kind of work in conjunction, or is it like
yeah,
you
they
have to
kind
do
of
one
do.
before you can do the other?
Yeah, you have to see the head doctor first.
Yeah.
Because they need to know that you're in the right
That makes
frame
sense,
of mind to
doesn't it?
actually know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And they go literally from the earliest memory right up to where you are, and your family relationships, friendly relationships, personal relationships, the lot.
Yeah.
But it's quite an in-depth appointment. And then once that report's in, you can then go to an endocrinologist. But before you get to them, you've got to have all your bloods done. Then you'll see them. And then he'll tell you, well, in my case it's a he, he'll tell you what you can go on, give you your options, if you're suitable for it. If you're not, then unfortunately, we've got a friend who's attempted to transition, but he's actually allergic to quite a lot of the testosterone.
Oh no!
Yeah, he's had to have it shipped in from America, hasn't he?
Yeah, every time he tries something, he ends up in hospital.
Oh no!
So he's having a really difficult time with it compared to what I did.
Yeah.
So
he's quite a good friend as well.
He is.
And he's only started to transition since we were together about a year, weren't we?
Yeah.
Before he started to transition.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he suddenly realised that actually, yes, my head's male,
Right.
same as F to M,
Yeah.
but my body's female. He wasn't sure what to do, was he? But he's done most of the
I
stuff that you
even
have.
signed his deed poll.
Yes.
That's cool.
But yeah, now because of the other medical issues that got picked up with my initial blood work, I could get free prescriptions. So that saves me the cost of my testosterone.
There's a plus to everything.
So yeah, that's a slight plus.
Although it was a fight with your GP to get it onto the NHS, wasn't it?
Yeah, the normal doctors are just absolutely horrendous because none of them are actually in the knowledge of anything to do with transgender people.
No, I bet.
And I've had to fight with my GP time and time again. I mean, one of my last blood works, he sent me for a prostate check. I don't have one.
I'm not a doctor, but I'm like, okay.
Yeah. The nurse that was taking my blood looked at it and went, "You're fucking joking." I went, "No."
Then fell about laughing, didn't
I said,
she?
"He's a dickhead." And she went, "Obviously." So I went and saw my regular doctor and I went, "Did you like my prostate? My prostate?" And she went, "Oh, he didn't." I went, "Oh, he did."
You kind of have a feel around and go, "No, I can't find one."
No, I enjoyed that.
So you didn't tell him you hadn't got one until you just like.
No, I know it was all done on the blood. So
Of course, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't see that particular doctor because he said to me, my title kept on reversing from Mr. to Miss, even though I put my D poll in to change it.
Yeah.
Why was that?
Because he wouldn't
apparently
accept
to
it.
him, well, the system keeps changing it. I went, well, the system won't change it unless somebody actually inputs it.
Yeah,
And he went,
exactly.
I'm not changing your gender or your title until you've had all your gender-affirming surgeries.
That's disgusting.
It is.
So I've never seen him since.
I should think not.
Surely there's some rule with that.
Yeah,
Well,
that's what I'm saying. They're completely undereducated about it.
Yeah, that's
Well,
terrible.
we complained to the office manager, didn't we? The practice manager.
Yeah, and patient liaison services as well. And not really anybody wanted to know. 'Cause
You see what?
That makes me angry
But you
and
see,
sad.
with that, to me, it's all, only a couple of years ago we had this be kind and all that, and I said this at the time. I said this about 18 months ago. We had the be kind and everything, and people commit suicide over things like transgen, trans and everything.
Absolutely.
But then that doctor clearly to me doesn't take it seriously with the facts, because to somebody something just as simple as Miss or Mr.
Oh, that was huge for me.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But to him, that was obviously just, I'm not doing it. Something that is well within his power to do.
Personally,
And-
he shouldn't be in that profession.
No, because that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
People commit suicide over things like this.
Exactly.
And
It's disappointing in this day and age.
Yeah.
Simple as.
It's gobsmacked me. It really has. That I could understand it if you said this was happened like a few years ago, but not now.
and it's not an accidental.
2020.
It's not like an accidental mishap.
No.
You can forgive people who accidentally mishap, who miss, but not something like that. That is a deliberate being a twat.
Yes, basically.
To be fair, you'd had all of your diagnosis and everything sent to him, hadn't you?
Everything
So
had gone
everything
through.
had gone through
It
and
was
he'd
all on
been
my file.
confirmed as gender dysphoria, so it was all there.
It wasn't until you put in the email to the
CCG.
practice practice
manager in the CCG.
That's when it changed, funnily enough.
You've shocked me, to be honest, a little bit. You've shocked me.
High five.
High five.
Yeah.
Not many people can do that.
So, how did you feel after you had the treatment? And was there an instant feeling of more comfort?
Yes. I don't know. It's hard to...
I think your acceptance more of it.
The confidence has gone up.
Yeah, since you had your mastectomy.
Since I started testosterone.
Well, yeah, your voice has definitely changed since
I
starting.
don't think it has. To me, it still sounds the same in my head.
Yeah,
when I
but
speak,
no,
but apparently it does.
That's an interesting...
Your appearance has changed as well. You're not as
Round face.
feminine looking.
Yeah.
You've got more of the like a jawline and things like that.
So how quickly does that start to change?
The first thing that will happen, the first things that will happen, obviously hair growing in places that it's never grown before.
Yeah.
Which I'm not happy about that when it's not coming in on the face.
I don't know, you've got the good
receding
sideboards.
hairline.
Welcome to Mr. N's world.
Welcome to the world. It's not receding too much.
It's not.
The voice starts to drop and fat redistribution.
Yeah.
So I used to have a really good arse.
Oh, okay.
Now it's flat. Which I'm rather disappointed about.
That's why I've got the good arse now, darling.
I've got enough for both.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, and then the other thing is like most of the trans guys feel like a
Give me a hint.
horniness.
Libido.
Oh,
Libido, that's
That one. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
You've gone the other way. A
Yeah.
lot of trans people on testosterone get a quite high libido. Like most men have quite high sex drive usually.
Yeah.
okay.
He's gone the other way. Lost interest, if anything, because before I met you, you were quite active, weren't you?
Well, I was polyamorous.
Yeah. So,
5 on the go at once.
Yeah.
but yeah, so when we first got together, we were quite active, weren't we? Everywhere. But now that's tailed off quite a lot.
Yeah.
And it's not that
It's not that I don't want to.
it's the actual feelings, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because in effect, you are going through menopause and puberty at the same time.
That's a lot.
Such
That's
fun.
a lot of shit to deal with.
I mean, bearing in
fun.
mind, myself and Phoenix obviously went through puberty. We are now... I apologise for mentioning this, my darling, but
no,
we
I
are
am.
both perimenopausal.
Oh no, I've been diagnosed as menopause.
Oh, right, okay. Well, yeah, I'm with you on that one, honey. So, I mean, but to go through it together...
Female puberty is a hell of a lot better than male puberty, I'll tell you that.
Really?
Yes.
And you're the only person in the room that can actually...
I was going to say that.
Swallow.
Phoenix just took a big mouthful of
Tea.
tea.
He's spat it out.
Yeah, with the hair growth, you get like really, really itchy skin.
Okay.
And all
Okay.
the hair's coming through thicker and
And they like to curl up under his skin. So every now and again, I have to get something and just pull them through.
Okay.
bad.
Yeah, ingrowing hairs are...
And then obviously
Fine, aren't
there's
The hair, the best part of you is your hairy bum.
I do not like that.
Welcome to the club.
I don't like it.
I think it's
I've
hilarious.
got like one hair on my chest.
Yeah, one hair on the middle of your chest.
But
Yeah,
yeah, and
odd hair on your chin, which comes out and goes meow. Isn't it?
The thing is,
my
though,
lobsters.
you know, if you're only doing puberty, probably like another 30 years and it'll all just branch out like a gorilla then on your chest.
Oh, I am not.
Well,
She'll wax me.
I'll wax his back if it goes on his back. Your mood swings are quite...
They've actually calmed down a hell of a lot.
Yeah, they have, but your mood swings were quite teenage at the start.
Oh, yeah.
From high to low, massively.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can always go like in more of a mood when I'm due a shot,
Yeah.
Okay.
because obviously the testosterone levels have dipped.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
was
you
on
do.
fortnightly shots. And then
Yes.
I've changed my prescription over to a different one, which is a longer lasting one.
Yeah.
So I'm now every 10 to 12 weeks.
Oh, okay.
So can you do the shots at home then?
Yes.
You don't have to go, okay.
Yeah. Again, it's another thing I had to fight with my GP for, because my endocrinologist has said, yeah, okay, you know, I'll send you the instructions on how to do it.
Yeah.
It's fine for you to do it at home.
And then he said you go to practice nurse once, get them to
go
do
to the
it.
practice nurse, get them to show you actually how to do it properly and everything else. Get the needles and the syringes off them. No, we don't prescribe any needles on prescription. We just literally give you your libido. So I've had to source all the syringes and all the needles myself. Well,
which I wouldn't imagine is the easy task.
more like Phoenix has.
Yeah, I've got a bit of medical knowledge, so I knew where I could get some from.
Yeah, but it's an absolute nightmare, isn't it?
It is.
I'm absolutely shocked that you would just think...
He'd be on testosterone for the rest of his life.
Yeah, of course. I can understand that, but I just can't understand. You would just think that it's a system. This is not a new thing.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say.
Trans
Trans people have been around
80s, I mean the 80s.
Longer than that.
Way before that.
1800s, you've got people doing...
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of the 1800s that were seen as cross-dressers were recorded to felt like a man or a woman opposite to their gender.
I just wondered when the actual drugs and kind of started. Was that
idea.
Was it about the 80s? I was just thinking more the drug side
I don't know.
of things. I'm going to
have a look.
Google
We'll have to Google that, won't we? We'll have a
that.
look. I'm interested. I want to ask Phoenix. So, because you're going through this journey with Ray.
Yeah.
Had you had any experience before?
No. So I was in a marriage for 23 years, well, with my ex-husband for 23 years, from being 15 years old onwards.
I was just about to say you must have been really young.
Yeah.
Because you look really young.
Had 2 children with him, and it was 6 months before I met Ray that I kicked him out. We're not going to go down the route of that, because that's done and dusted. And
absolutely, we've moved on.
We have. I mean, unfortunately, he died 2 days after Ray's dad died, so I had to deal with all of that, with the whole, both sides of the family, so to speak. But I always knew personally myself, because it was very monogamous, that relationship. Yeah, very vanilla. I always knew that I'm not just a straight woman, as it was.
Yeah.
You know, I'm open to a lot of things. And when I met Ray, I was really curious about transgender. And the only transgender that I knew then was my best friend's brother. Yeah. Was, again, female to male.
Yeah.
Born female, became male before he was 18.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't know a lot about it. So I just asked the questions, didn't I? Mm-hmm. And asked lots of experience questions, because I hadn't got a clue about being with a woman, so to speak.
Yeah.
Or female genitalia. And we went from there. My boys know. Mm-hmm. The eldest does. The youngest one was too young. Absolutely accepts him for Ray. You know, calls him Ray. Has told us we'll never call you Dad. But that's understandable, because he was 11, 12 when we met.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've learnt an awful lot being with you, and it has opened my eyes to the fact that because it's not talked about a lot.
No,
it is out there.
Yeah.
My parents were a little bit dubious when they first met Ray, because they're very old school and have the mindset of a girl is a girl, a boy is a boy.
Yeah.
But they actually said the one thing we want is for you to be happy. And when they saw how happy Ray makes me and the boys, totally accepting. And they don't question anything.
No.
At all. I mean, we've told them, if you've got questions, ask us.
Yeah.
And we'll tell you the answer. But, you know, it's one of them things where if you don't ask, you don't know.
Exactly.
And I call him Mr. Incredible, because he's been through... Don't shake your head. He's been through so much in the short time that we have been together, and it's amazing to watch it, because when I first started with him, obviously his voice was a lot more feminine.
Yeah.
And I've heard it going lower and lower with each shot, so to speak. And the seeing the facial changes, everything about him, I just love him. for who he is. And I don't misgender you because I didn't know you as your former self. We just have a laugh, don't we, because he's a boy. But then you get to the middle part.
Male from head to...
just under tummy.
Just under tummy.
Yeah.
Lesbian for those bits, and then male legs and feet.
That's how you introduce yourself to people.
Yeah.
Male, lesbian, male. And it's really quite funny. People go, huh? They give you really confused looks, don't they?
Yeah.
And if he's like, when we were on honeymoon, he's had a double mastectomy, what's called top surgery in trans world.
Yeah.
They'll ask, what's happened there? And you just say, double mastectomy, surgery. And people don't question that, but if they want to know more, they will ask.
Yeah.
So, because the two girls on holiday didn't they? The two reps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you prefer people to ask?
Yeah.
Rather than...
I'm never going to get offended by anybody asking me anything.
Yeah.
Fences are too heavy, I'll take a gate instead. But
Leave the jokes to Mr. M, right?
I know, it's my favourite one.
It is. He uses it a lot.
I always say that.
I'm borrowing some of these.
You're making notes, aren't you?
The thing as well, though, with Ray is people, especially within, what did you say? The naughty hobby.
Yes.
See, I've been educated. I've been educated.
We're educating each other today.
Yeah.
Especially with the naughty hobby, people are really quite hesitant to ask Ray or ask Ray to play or anything like that.
Okay.
Ray won't play, well, not won't play with males, but his preference is obviously the ladies.
Yeah.
Okay. Every now and again, it might be a bit of different. We'll have to run around the club and see if I can find someone.
Yeah, but you've never found anyone.
I know. But he will quite happily give and receive women, not a problem at all, and he's damn good as well. But people get quite hesitant about asking him to play, and that can sometimes upset him.
Do you think that that's just awkwardness from the person? Because they just might feel awkward.
I don't know.
Possibly.
Because you're a good-looking guy.
I honestly don't know.
You sit here, you're a good-looking guy.
I'm the only trans guy at the club so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even at Libertines,
Yeah.
he's the only trans there.
No.
Trans guy, sorry,
I was going to
yes.
say there's trans women now, but...
There's trans women there, but not trans males.
Do you want to know when the first
Go on.
female to male was? So I've googled and had a look. This just shocked me. I remember as a kid, like in the 80s, it being on the news, so I automatically assumed it was around the 1980s.
I would have thought it was earlier.
They did. I remember. I'm a huge Rick Mayall fan. Huge Rick Mayall fan.
I feel sorry for you.
I was just like, where are we going with this? Okay.
Because no, Alan Bastard. So Alan Bastard did the New Statesman.
Oh, yes, he did.
And
Yes.
I think the first series, there was a whole thing in the storyline. So I remember watching that as a kid.
I never watched that. I wasn't really into it. Mr. N and my dad had such a similar sense of humour.
Yeah.
And
We talk about comedy shows and stuff all the time.
my dad was a massive fan of Bottom. Absolute massive.
And yeah, we were talking about Rick Mayall and
Yeah.
stuff. So I was actually thinking of, I remember Alan Bastard, the first series. It was actually 1940s.
Really?
Late 1940s.
Yeah, end of the war.
And it was female to male transition, and it was Michael Dillon who, I believe, flew Spitfires.
Okay.
Wow.
So
that's...
You're in good company.
I would imagine that would be the first one to actually go through the entire transition.
Had shots. It looks as if they did the shots.
So the first recorded ones back in the 1800s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But that was obviously before all the medical invention and stuff.
Yeah. It's also
intervention, rather.
Yeah.
It's also because of back in the 1800s as well, women weren't seen as, they couldn't write books and things like that.
Yeah.
So they had to write under men.
George Eliot.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
Pen names.
Yeah.
So just to get published. So
That's right.
and then a lot of them did display the male qualities because they felt that they were
Yeah.
male. So yeah, it is interesting.
Yeah, it's all good.
It's amazing. It's fascinating. It is, honestly. It's just, which is why I was just like, you guys have got to come on here, because it's just like, I want to know more. I want to understand it. I want to hear.
I mean, I
your
had
story.
to pay for my top surgery myself.
Wow.
Privately. And saucer.
It's fortunately and an unfortunately, when my dad died, obviously,
Yeah.
I left a bit.
Yeah.
So that paid for that. So
Which I'm sure.
it's effectively my dad's paid for my top
I was
surgery.
going to say, which I'm sure your dad would have been really chuffed about
He
that.
would have been.
Yes, he
But,
would.
Yeah.
You know, I'd rather have him than
I
that,
know.
but,
I know,
you
my darling. I know.
But,
So,
but yeah, that
excuse
cost
me
me
if-
just short of 10 grand.
Wow.
So it's
To
not
have the
cheap.
boobs lobbed off.
Bottom surgery, as
I
it's
want
called.
Leather surgery, but you're looking at about 40 to 50 grand for all of that.
Really?
Because it's not just one operation.
So are there, excuse me, because this is my lack of knowledge
That's
and
right.
stuff, so are there people, trans people, that may not go through the whole
Yeah.
Yes.
thing?
Our friend who's recently changed
Yeah.
wants to keep his female body,
Okay,
but be a classed as male,
right.
because he feels male, but he wants to keep his female body. Fine.
Yeah.
I guess some people just feel they don't need. I suppose it's just what you feel comfortable with, isn't
Exactly.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just what you feel
I mean,
comfortable
I've
with.
always had top dysphoria,
Yeah.
but never so much bottom.
Okay.
So I knew they needed to go.
Yeah.
So that was my path that I was going to
Yeah.
go down. And yeah, the NHS would have done it for me,
Yeah.
but I need to wait for the first gender identity clinic appointment.
Which you're still waiting for.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
that's
then you've got to
torture.
go through all the stuff that you've already been through once.
Yeah.
You've got to go through it all again. And then you've got to go on for a waiting list.
That must have such a huge effect on people's mental health.
It does.
The NHS is actually paying for all this mental health care
And well-being.
and
Yeah.
well-being, but actually, in short term, it would probably be cheaper. Forget the actual empathy and care bit. It would actually probably be cheaper if the problem is that you feel you are in the wrong body, then surely it's just faster, easier, and cheaper to change that.
You'd have thought.
Once it's
Yeah.
been properly diagnosed, don't get me wrong, it's not like
Yeah.
just whipping bits off and whipping bits on.
You see, I don't know why trans women and trans men can't swap bits. In this day and age, you should be able
like
to.
a donor.
I could have
Happily
donated my
donated his
boobs.
boobs.
Yes.
They were a healthy C cup. They were quite good.
That was
They were good weight, weren't they?
I did have quite a good rack.
Katie Price has probably got them.
No, I think they went in the bin. But, you know, some trans woman would have quite have happily have liked my boobs, and I'd have a cock.
Yeah.
And there you go, job done.
Exactly.
But no.
No.
I don't.
But they do. I have seen a program before. I don't think Mr. N could watch it because it made him cross his legs.
Cross my legs. I've watched
But they
it,
do
yeah.
create the cock, don't they? From. Don't look at me like that.
From your what?
Oh no, I've watched
Go on,
I've
go
watched the
on.
male to female one where they
Where-
split.
And tuck
So
it
my
in.
Yes.
cousin is male to female, and he's just had a vaginoplasty.
Yeah.
That's called.
Okay.
So
yeah,
he's
so
had
the-
everything tucked.
They took it.
The male to the female.
Maybe that's the one I was thinking of rather
Yes.
than the other way
Is a
round.
lot simpler, and
Yes.
it's from what I believe, because I've never actually had to look into it. It's only one operation.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 Female
Yeah.
to male.
There's two options.
Yeah, you've got metoidioplasty or phalloplasty.
Right.
Now, metoidioplasty, literally, because when taking testosterone, I don't know if you're aware, but the head of the penis is actually the clitoris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So when
Okay.
you start
clitoris
taking it,
grows.
the
Yes.
clitoris grows.
Yeah.
It's his baby dick.
I think green is on Phoenix.
I'm so happy about that.
Oh, it's
I can't
fabulous.
do anything with it.
Who says I can't?
No, I can't do anything. So metoidioplasty basically releases the fat behind the clitoris that keeps it down.
Yeah.
So it releases, and then they
okay.
can put a urethral lengthening through that.
Ah.
So you could have your natural mini dick,
Yeah.
or phalloplasty, whereas they take a.
Graft.
You have to have a vaginectomy with it, so that sews everything up.
Yeah.
Obviously, hysterectomy to go with the rest of it.
Yeah.
And then they create the phallus out of part of your body.
Yeah.
So commonly it's the forearm.
It's
Right.
like a graft.
Okay.
It can be
I suppose
abdominal. It can be
you
off
can't
the
just
side and the back.
Puts
Yeah.
bits on because your body would reject it, wouldn't
Yeah.
it? So it's got to be off of yourself.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then to cover, if you have it on your arm, to cover it, they take a patch off your thigh,
Okay.
just to cover it up.
Okay.
So that's your first operation. Your second one is that potentially creating the ball sack and lengthening the urethra.
Right.
Okay.
Then you've got to have an implant, which goes in one of the balls,
Okay.
and there's several different ones of those as well.
I'm fast seeing
and
as
you
well.
know, so that's 4 operations
Yeah.
on its own. If anything goes wrong, then it's
Yeah.
extra operations on top of it as well.
And it's not like a lot of people ask, oh, can you create your own size? No.
No, it goes
the biggest, whatever is length your forearm or thigh is.
UK average is 5 to 6 inches.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it won't have feeling in it. There was a programme on not long ago where one of the guys that Ray follows has had the full surgery.
Yeah.
And he went face to face with somebody who was just starting the journey, wasn't he? And talked through what happens. We'll find out the name of it because it is really good to watch, because he actually just turn around and say, right, this is what they do.
Yeah.
And this is what it make you feel like, and this is how I feel now.
Yeah.
And Finn's actually with a male, isn't he?
Yeah.
So most people go, oh, he's male now, so we'll go with female. Not necessarily.
No, not necessarily at all. Yeah, exactly.
So he's really good inspiration
But
for people who are
actually-
trans.
You actually get to see everything.
Everything.
So he actually unveils the whole
Wow.
body. So you can actually see.
But
his
good
penis.
for him, though.
But that's a serious medical procedure to go through.
I can
It is.
kind of understand why. I suppose they put you through so much in the beginning because of obviously what your body has to go through, what
Yeah.
you have
Yeah.
to go through. They have to be 100% sure that it's right for you.
I mean, if I was to, for instance, change my mind now and want to go back to female,
Yeah.
my voice wouldn't change,
Okay.
No.
my clip wouldn't change, my hair would die off but not change, and then body redistribution again. So estrogen takes over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a serious thing, isn't it? You can understand. I can certainly understand. I mean, obviously, there's so much controversy about trans in children, isn't there?
Yeah, a lot of doctors won't touch you until you've been through puberty.
But
Yeah.
the thing is, they have got the means and the ability to give the kids puberty blockers,
Yeah.
which
When they're younger.
prevents their puberty of their
The
birth,
natural-
their birth sex
Yeah.
from occurring until they can make up their mind.
Yeah.
But they won't do that.
I think I remember watching a drama once where there was, I think it was a young girl, transitioning to a young boy.
Yeah.
And I remember them saying they were having to
Yeah.
fight for
And the child
for the
was
puberty
absolutely
blockers.
distraught.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely
Yeah.
distraught. It was killing the family and everything, wasn't it? It was so heartbreaking
And this
to watch.
child was so. I mean, obviously, every case is different, and I'm
So
sure
evidently and so clear
Yes.
that they were a boy. Yes, I think
Yeah.
I've watched the same one.
Yeah.
it's such a difficult thing though as well, because you must have as well children that do have other mental issues
Yeah.
that can probably project those issues onto suddenly I'm trans. That's probably not the issue. They probably have other issues.
Potentially, but that's what the
Yeah.
head doctor's there for, to do.
Yeah.
To do
You're so
all their
right,
bits.
but as like your doctor, doctor's only as good as the individual, isn't it? And it's like,
True.
I can understand some of that. I can't like you. I can't understand why they don't use the blockers, because as far as I'm aware, I don't
So
think there's
why
any
put them
long
through
term.
that if they don't
I don't think
need
there's any
to?
long term. That just
Exactly.
prevents, doesn't it? I don't understand that.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, because it's going from female to male
Yeah,
is a lot. Okay, it's more operations, but it's a lot easier to
Yeah.
change facially.
yeah.
Yeah.
Going from male to female, they can't change the voice.
Can't change the
They
jawline.
can't change the jawline. They can't change size of hands, size of feet, and things like that. Because that's been developed through puberty.
In some cases,
Yeah.
they can't stop the hair growing on the face either, can they?
And
So that
yeah.
puberty blocker would actually prevent those kids that want to transition
Yeah.
from actually going through their
Natural.
supposed natural puberty until they've actually can get the right hormones
But
for
then
what
when,
they need.
when you see like what that poor kid went through on the program,
I know.
they were just absolutely distraught because that child was just clearly born in the wrong body.
Yeah.
And
There's actually a thing in the brain as well, because I had to have an MRI, and my pituitary gland
Pituitary gland, yeah.
was
Male. There's a difference
Male.
between
There's
a
a
male and
slight
female one.
difference.
Really?
between the female and the male
I can't remember
brain.
which way around. It's one's longer, isn't
I
it? If
don't
I remember
know.
rightly, and one's not. And his was male.
Wow.
That's
So they can
Yeah.
literally just do that scan and find out
Yes.
what everybody
Wow.
is.
Yeah.
And go, okay, do you want to change? Yeah.
Yeah.
No? Okay, whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to cost that much, surely.
Oh, and like you say,
for the
worth.
future.
Yeah, but you know what? I kind
Would-
of. I know a lot of things are all to do with money and stuff, but sometimes it makes me really angry
Yeah, but
because
like-
it's just
like-
like it shouldn't be about money.
No.
It should never be about money.
Everything's about money.
I know it is, and it's just, and
Everything's
that's
about
what's so
money.
frustrating.
But like we've said before, in some cases, I think it would save a lot of money.
It would,
save
and it would
lot
save a
of
lot of
money.
heartache and mental health issues further
Yeah.
down the line as well, because they'll be understood from that point and not
Yeah.
in 10 years' time when they actually get what they
well,
want.
it just makes you think how many lives have been lost by people who have been
So many.
It's
Yeah.
quite shocking.
So many.
yeah.
And it's not just the person that's suffering the body dysmorphia; it's the family and people
Friends,
around
the immediate
them.
people
Yeah.
around them,
Yeah.
yes.
That's like I say. I mean, there's been so many where depression has set in, and which can lead to alcoholism, and it can lead to drug abuse. None of this, I don't think, is ever taken into consideration.
No.
I mean, I was really in a bad place with my mental health
Yeah,
before I started
Yeah.
accepting it. And all right, I'm still taking the meds, but I do feel that my mental health is better
I did it. Yeah,
since going on to testosterone and building that up.
Yeah.
I did ask, if you felt if it comfort's the wrong word.
Yeah, I can't find the right wording for it.
I'm glad. 'cause
I don't know what you
Acceptance
mean.
of your own gender within the body that you've been given.
Yeah.
like a satisfaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although looking in the mirror, I'm still not right
Yeah, I know that.
because I've got wrong bits of all over the place.
But to me, you're fine. You're perfect, darling.
Yeah, but you see, I look in the mirror and the same, and
I look
Yeah,
at her
but
and
we
she
should have
goes,
to sit down to
"Ah,
pee."
me."
I don't know. Sometimes,
Yeah,
standing-
that's the
I really want to be able to just
stand and pee.
stand to pee.
And it's really funny because when he gets the whole having to go into the male loo now, and he comes out going, "Oh God, some blokes are disgusting."
Oh, male toilets. I'd always,
I used to clean them. I used to have to clean
I'd always
male toilets,
joked
yeah.
from like late 30s ish before I met you, going, "Oh yeah, I'd transition, but I don't want to go bald, and I don't like the smell of male toilets." And what am I doing? I'm starting to go bald, and I still don't like the smell of male toilets.
That's what you use now, darling.
Do you reckon that's
vile.
just two questions that they should have? That absolutely certifies I will go through this. Do you like the smell of male toilets, and are you prepared to go bald? If you those two things, yeah, you're okay. We'll pass you.
So obviously you guys have been together 3 years. So obviously
Yep.
you've been transitioning for 3 years plus. Yeah.
1st of February 2021.
When he had his first
This
First job.
tattoo, yay. Has your relationship changed?
I don't think it has.
No.
We've been through a lot together, and I'm so incredibly proud of you and what you do. Being yourself.
I'm just me.
I know you are, but you don't realise what you do because you help others. You've helped others who are younger and transitioning.
So do you. You help others.
Yeah, that's
It's no different.
yes, it is because you actually give the. You've spoken to a few younger people who are going through this and are a bit unsure, and their families are a bit unsure. And Ray's offered some really good advice to them, and has asked them questions that may have been quite uncomfortable, but actually have got the right answer that they want to give to their family. So. Yeah, no, our relationship is good. We're married. We're married now, darling.
Yeah, I've got the will. No, I'm not going to say it.
There's no expiration on our marriage certificate.
I wasn't going to say that.
Okay. And he's inherited 2 children who he's a fantastic father.
That is so cool.
That is really cool.
It is.
Obviously, we met you guys at the club.
Yep.
Yep.
So what was the decision behind going to the club? Had you been to clubs before you got
No.
together, or
Nope.
Come on then, tell us the story.
This is
They're both
good.
giggling. I can feel
I've
this is
been
going to be
talking
good.
loads, so it's your turn
Okay,
now.
so, well, it's your friend. So,
Yeah.
we'd been together a year,
Yep.
and Ray does mud runs.
Yeah.
When in the normal world, And one of his fellow mudrunners sent him a message, Mr. Horny, saying, "Do you fancy coming to my birthday party?" And we were like, right. And he said, what was it he said?
It's at the...
It's Libertines. It's a gay bi night.
Yeah, it's a bi night.
Libertines.
Yeah.
And Libertines, or as it is, the club, is a swingers club. How'd you fancy?
Sorry.
So we kind of just looked at each other and went,
Well, I asked you and you went, yeah.
yeah. I went, yeah, fine, whatever.
So I messaged him back and went, yeah, okay.
And I think he got a bit of shock and nearly fell over, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
So we went to his birthday party on the first ever Libertines. And
Never looked back.
Yeah, never looked back.
Do you feel it's a more accepting
Absolutely.
sort of crowd in the club?
Yeah.
And I was saying to you on the way here, everybody's honest.
Yeah.
They don't hide things. They're not frightened to speak about things.
No bullshit.
Yeah, and the word no means no. Whereas in the vanilla world, and I was in the vanilla world for a long time, no didn't always mean no to a certain party, necessarily.
Yeah.
We just haven't looked back, have we? It's one of them things that I've always fancied. But I class myself as omnisexual.
Okay, that's a new one on me.
Okay, so you have bisexual, which is male and female. You have pansexual, who is still male and female.
Yeah.
And attracted to pans.
And yeah. Saucepans, definitely, yes. And when I was finding what I thought was myself, I came across omnisexual, which is I'm attracted to a person for who they are, not for their looks, not for their gender, more for their personality. So I could be, the only way I could describe it from being different to Pan is I could be attracted to a gay man and really, really, really want to play with him.
Yeah.
No, I've got no chance about it.
Yeah.
But that could be something that I want. So
what's
some
the
incredibly
difference-
hot gay guys that...
oh god, yes.
What's the
yes.
difference between Pan and Omni?
Pan are attracted to both genders, as far as I'm aware, and non-binary as well. But not necessarily personality-wise. There'll be looks.
Oh, okay.
Rather than
so it's
the in-depth.
Ah, okay.
You know, I could get to know somebody and go...
I've never understood it.
Yeah, I could get to know somebody and go, I really would like to play with this person, sleep with this person, but I know I've never got a chance, and I'm quite accepting with that. For example, a gay man.
Yeah.
Because if there's a gay gentleman out there that wants to try it, hey, I'm happy for that. But if the gay man is only gay, then he won't be with a woman.
Yeah, of course.
So, whereas Pan would say, you're hot, I want to sleep with you.
Okay.
But then accept, possibly quite be disappointed that a gay man would say no. Whereas I'm just accepting on whoever.
Yeah.
You know, it's,
I mean, we've talked about this before, where we've said, you know, the difference between sort of meeting somebody off Fab or going to a club is you will probably meet somebody at a club who you might not necessarily automatically have an attraction to, but as you get to talk to them and know them,
Definitely.
they suddenly become incredibly attractive.
Yes.
oh yes.
You see, what I love most about the clubs, this is me personally, is I don't think labels exist.
No, they don't. I think the same.
clubs.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
This is-
raised.
This is why I'm saying about the label, what about...
Yeah, but with... Okay, to a certain point,
Yeah.
I understand that,
Yeah.
and I agree. But without some form of labels, how would
Yeah.
you know what anything was? You went down the soup aisle at Asda,
Yeah.
and there's no labels on any of the tins.
But to me,
How do you know what... How do you know what it is?
to me, it doesn't matter.
It would to
No.
me. I ate mushroom soup.
I don't want to. I don't want to eat mushroom soup, but I don't care if it sits there on the shelf.
Pea soup for me.
I don't want to eat your mushroom, but I don't care if it sits there on the shelf. You know.
Yeah. But I can see that from both sides of you.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother
yeah.
me.
I think, and I've noticed that as well since I've been at the clubs. It's like you stop seeing people for whether they are, you know, black, white, male, fat,
Female.
thin.
Ray's
Yeah.
just Ray, and I don't.
You know what I mean?
You just.
It's
Yeah.
like we love you
It's
guys because
accepting.
you're you.
You're
Yeah.
just a cool person.
Yeah.
That's it.
So
And
yeah,
that's it.
I completely agree with. I mean, we haven't been, apart from Purple Mamba, we haven't been to any of the clubs other than the Liberties and Purple Mamba. We'd like to try them. However, we have the bad stories and the good stories, so we're like, oh, we're not sure which ones.
Yeah.
But it's always apprehensive because we think we're rubbish at swinging, but people don't approach us.
Everybody does.
We all think that.
People don't
does.
approach us.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
They'll sit and talk to us.
You get approached more than what I do.
Yes, and that's quite disheartening for her, and I don't like that.
I think you could be pleasantly surprised. Obviously, I'm not transsexual, but I feel exactly the same as had the same feelings as you.
Okay.
And as much as, I've said to Mrs. N,
nobody's interested.
yeah, you see other guys and you automatically just assume that other guys get a lot more interest.
But is that because of how your dynamic was when you first started going to
Yeah,
clubs?
exactly.
It might have had something to do with the death stare.
It could be.
Yes.
But that's what I mean. It can be so many different things.
It can be. There's also that thing where, and I've had it myself, because in fairness, I haven't actually played with that many people. I mean, we talked about only a few podcasts ago when we were talking about the first time we went to Dark Desires, and I literally had a bit of a teenage tantrum because it was just like, I want a black guy. Everybody else has got one and I haven't got one. And I was like, but he was like, what's wrong with me?
At this point, we had to remove Mrs. A from the film.
But I did feel that way. And then we get so many people that then have met us and then message later on saying, oh my God, I so wanted to play with you guys, but was too afraid to come up and say anything.
And they've only done that because they know the podcast.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'd just come away going, well, nobody wants to play with us.
Yeah.
We've done that a couple of times, haven't we? Gone there and come out going, nobody wanted to play with us, so played ourselves. Didn't we?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
But
More
that
often than not,
that
in my
could
case.
also mean that some people are just, sometimes they're a little bit in awe. And they're a little bit kind of like, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. So I know don't look at me like that, because you're looking at me as if to say, oh, yeah, right.
But you are a good-looking couple.
You are.
Thank you, I think. Yeah.
Definitely, thank you.
Yeah.
And you can so see how close you two are as well.
Yes.
And even that in itself can sometimes
Absolutely, yeah.
make people think, oh no, I'm not, because they're so together. And
No,
Go
we
off and do what you should.
when we first came over, it was a case of we wouldn't do anything unless we were together.
Yeah.
Now it's like, trust you later.
But the fact is,
if I get the interest.
because I've not got the right equipment,
Yes.
that's also another reason why you just go off with.
But you
whoever.
could say the same thing about Mrs. N.
yeah,
Because
Yeah.
obviously her...
my equipment's damaged.
Yeah.
I've got
very
healthy
well.
equipment. Do you want it?
Yeah, we could do a swap. Because you're going to get rid of yours anyway. So, do you know what? I did say that once, didn't I? I think when we had to go and see the specialist.
You did.
When they finally found out what was wrong with me.
I just hid under the table.
Yeah, and I did say to him at the time, I said, you don't do vagina transplants, do you? So could you get rid of this one and give me a good one? And he did giggle, didn't he? Bless him. Because at the time that was it. It was just give me one that works.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely need to swap.
I don't think mine works that well though. It's better than yours, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's still a bit defunct.
Well, it's not defunct, is it?
No, I'm happy for you to just disappear and
Yes.
if I don't know who you've gone off with.
Yeah.
Not in a
Jealous sense of
What's
way.
your ideal... So I know obviously you talked about sort of your libido and stuff, but what's your ideal night of play? Do you like oral or...
depends.
Yeah.
Depends on who it is.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Hey, for me, I'm just selfish. I'm a brat, so I'm just selfish when it comes to sex. As long as I'll give, I'm happy to give.
Do you like
no
watching
problem.
as well? Are you like into voyeuristic or...
I like watching him being played with.
I was just about to say, what is it that you get out of it, each of you, watching each other play, or just... Because I know for me...
I never really thought about that one.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Ray's just there for the buffet.
He is.
High five, Ray. Thank you.
And if there's cheese and pickle, even better.
Oh, I love cheese and pickle. They never do cheese and pickle.
They
I
do.
need
They
to-
have done twice.
They have done twice.
Yes.
Right. Oh no, they
Yes.
have. You're right. But it's
Yes.
been like I need to have words with Chardonnay.
Because
Yeah, I
pick
think
it
we
up-
need to speak to Chardonnay about tomorrow.
Because
Yes.
I said that once at a DC, and Roxy went, oh, cheese and pickle, my
I
favourite.
love cheese and pickle.
So I went and got her some.
Yeah.
And then I saw
My
it next
favourite.
time, I went and got her some.
No, we need to have words. But that needs to be like a regular.
Yes.
Yeah.
What I would like to see is some labels on or to know what the blooming sandwiches are.
Because I have to taste test.
I have to get a taste test.
I know
every
they
week
put
because
down if it's meat or fish or whatever, but it doesn't
No, they don't.
actually.
No, they
So
don't.
you sit there and
I
you go,
won't-
I'm not sure if that's ham or something else.
Exactly.
It's like some
yes.
Middle Ages poison tester. Yes, it's fine.
That is me. No, you won't like that. That's egg. Don't have too many.
Yeah.
That's fish. Don't go near it. Don't do fish.
No,
No,
don't
me
fish.
neither.
I'm the same.
I'm
I'm the same.
No.
Yeah,
Fish
no.
are friends, not food.
Yeah. Love that.
Oh dear me.
I should have given you the Finding Nemo mug.
Just keep swimming.
No, you-
just keep
you-
No.
Just keep fucking.
No, it's sauce. Is just keep licking.
Oh, that is it. Just keep licking. I can remember it.
One thing I want to know.
Oh.
This is. I do apologise, listeners, for this, but when you're going through menopause or you've gone through menopause, why do the hairs on your chin? Why are they dark black when everything else starts to go?
Because your estrogen goes down, and all women have natural testosterone, only very slight in their body, but that can take over.
Ah,
But yeah,
they
I have a Bertie, I call it.
Oh, they're vile because they're so wiry and yeah, aren't they? They're
Yeah.
it's like, okay, everywhere else is going silver. I like to say, not grey, silver.
I'm not yet.
I found a silver eyebrow the other day. One silver
pulled it out,
eyebrow.
didn't you?
I guess I did
I've
pull it
had them
out.
for ages. I've had them for ages.
Yes, I did pull it out. But yeah, no, it's due again hormones,
I never knew that.
and because your ovaries don't produce things, so there's like a lot of polycystic ovary. Women with that
Yeah.
polycystic ovaries
Yeah,
get a
like
lot of
that too.
facial hair.
I got
Because-
that. I never did my facial hair though.
Yeah, but because their ovaries stop working and the estrogen stops being produced, the testosterone takes over, and that's why they grow a lot of facial hair.
But if you have too much testosterone in your body, it converts back to estrogen.
It does.
Really?
Really?
I did not know that.
Only for females though, not males.
Okay.
Did you learn that from the actual shots?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know
Wow,
that.
I didn't know that either.
So it just goes to show your body's like a strange thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like a complicated, weird thing.
Yep.
Complicated, weird
It
thing.
is. It fucks about with everything,
It is.
and yeah.
Definitely weird.
Yeah. Because your chromosomes are decided by the male sperm,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
the female. And what would be your ovaries in a woman become the men's scrotum.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the woman's clitoris becomes the head of the men's penis.
Yes.
The glands. Yeah.
Wow. But there are people, aren't there, that are born with both?
Yes. No, it's called it's hermaphrodite.
Yeah.
It's the-
Asexual is
They don't. Yeah, they don't.
they're not interested in the physical side of a relationship. I think.
Yeah, but it's also asexual when you're born with both sets because you don't identify as a male or female, or the doctors won't certify you as one.
Yeah.
They usually ask the parents which they'd rather have, which is quite shocking
bizarre,
because
isn't it?
then
Yeah.
the child later on can turn around and say, actually, I'm not a girl, I'm a boy.
Yeah.
So it's
And there's people as well that have gone through a lot of their sort of
Lives,
lives,
yeah.
and then suddenly find it out when
Yeah.
if they're trying to have kids,
Kids
or
and stuff, yeah.
Yeah,
yes.
that is like that is
Yeah.
that must
That
be
is-
a mind
it is rare.
blower.
Yeah.
It's very rare, but
Yeah.
it is something that does happen. So, and then you get women that are born with two wombs, and two vaginas, and two cervixes, and things like
Oh,
that.
I've got enough trouble with one. I
Is that
wouldn't want
conjoined twins?
No. There's women that are
Why-
born when they're female when they've got
How would you-
two lots of female organs
How would you get?
very close together. A lot of medical appointments.
It's like cows.
I could say so much.
Cows have got. Is it 4 stomachs cows have got?
Six.
That's the expert.
Six.
I have a pudding belly.
I was going to say Ray has a pudding belly.
I could be as full as anything from dinner, still have pudding.
Oh, absolutely.
Separate belly.
You and me,
Separate
mate.
belly.
Honestly, you and me. Kindred spirits going on here. Absolutely.
Well, we're about out of time.
I can't believe that, because it's just like, I just feel like we could just talk forever.
And you two are just absolute superstars.
You are.
Thank you so
No,
much.
you two
You
are.
two are for
No.
doing all
Oh,
this.
no,
as
we
well.
are. Don't be silly.
Here you are.
Thank you so much.
You've been so honest and so open, and
yeah.
I know, I don't hope, I absolutely know that there will be people that will listen to this episode who will get a lot out of it.
I'd like to ask you one more question.
Go for it.
Having been through all what you've been through, if you could change, what part of the system would you change for others having what you've gone through? What would you change?
The availability and the timescale of things.
That seems pretty good.
There's hundreds of hospitals around,
Yeah,
Yeah.
7 clinics.
yeah.
It's shocking.
It's
Which
wrong,
is going to be
isn't it?
closing. They're closing 2 down soon, aren't they?
Yeah, the ones for the kids are closing down. And they're in London.
So it's just going to be 5. That's not good. When
Have they said why they're closing them down?
I don't know.
No, but the current
try
wait
to-
time with the
I
one
think
that
I was-
Ray's on is 7 years.
I try not to look at things.
No, it's probably
'Cause I'll
best.
just
Well, I was just
cry.
going to say it can't be because there's lack of need for it.
No.
So
we never know, we just plant the acorns, and if this show does anything, it brings out, because people's, education teaches people, and hopefully some people's mindsets,
And
once we're
Absolutely.
there's no
educated,
such
change.
thing as a silly question, because you obviously don't know the answer. So you
Yeah.
ask it, you get the answer.
yeah,
And guess what? We're all human.
Yeah,
exactly.
Exactly. And yeah, be kind. That's what we say. Be kind.
Love always wins, is what we say.
Absolutely. Promises that you'll come back on and
Sure.
share more of your adventures.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Though she's smiling, so that's
Yes.
a yes.
Yes. Need to have some more adventures first, though.
Yes.
that's what I mean. That you've got challenged now, and now people have heard you. I guarantee, you'll get more.
I mean, if you're happy for us to put your fab names
Yeah.
on the show notes,
We've only got a joint.
So what's your fab name?
T-Ray.
T-Ray.
Yeah.
How do you spell that?
T
R-A-Y.
dash R-A-Y.
Or has it got a dash in it?
I think so.
Try it without.
Yeah.
I think it has.
It's not Trey, though, is it?
No.
yeah,
I'm
that's
sure
true. Otherwise, you would be a tray. And,
Trey.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure it's T-Ray is our fab username.
We'll find out.
We'll find that out
We
for
will.
you.
We'll find out, and we'll put it on the programme notes. So if you do want to get hold of Phoenix and Ray for anything, or just to chat to them, or if you want to ask a question or anything, I'm sure they'll be more than happy.
And if there's other people out there listening that feel in the same way you felt, Ray, is there a place that they can go to that or where would you advise?
Message you.
Yeah. You can always message me and
They can message you. That's cool.
I'll
And
find
if
out
anybody's-
any bits and pieces.
Yeah, everybody's supporting somebody that's going through it. I'm quite
Yeah.
happy to talk about it as well.
I would just
amazing.
hate for somebody to feel the same way and think, I'll just go to my doctor and then get the same
Yeah,
kind of thing.
exactly.
Obviously, we always advise going to see a medical professional, but like we've just said, at the end of the day, they're all individual, and some
Yes.
medical professionals are more professional than others.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
And let's just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. The thing is, though, it's like, and I can't compare my problem to obviously everything that you've been through, Ray. But people that have actually gone through it or gone through it understand it a lot better,
Yeah.
and usually the best people to talk to.
Yeah,
Yes.
of course.
So
I just
That's
don't know
cool.
why everyone else is so objective of not actually answering questions. Because it's the only way that
Yeah.
anybody actually learns.
I know.
What did we do before Google?
well,
We asked questions.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Or we had to get the encyclopedia out.
Oh,
That
yes.
as well, yeah.
I'm not that old, so
You wish.
Pinocchio.
I'll just come and sit down.
And go, lie to me, lie to me.
Oh dear me.
Thank you so much, you lovely,
Thank you
lovely
for having
pair.
us.
Thank you for having us.
No, I'm sorry it's taken so long to get you on here, but we're so glad.
alright.
It was well worth the wait, and we can't wait.
Which episode? 96.
This is 96.
So versus 69.
Oh yeah.
Wrong way round.
Wrong way round to 69.
Hey.
Because nothing's ever right with us, is it?
It was meant
We
to
don't
be.
conform to the norm.
Exactly. It was perfect. Don't ever change.
Never.
Take care, guys.
See you later.
Bye.